After Diddy's arrest, newly surfaced footage of a wild party with Leonardo DiCaprio and Chris Brown has gone viral. With the barrage of charges against the music mogul, it was only a matter of time before the birds started singing. Be careful while viewing these clips, though. You may just find a video of your fave in compromising situations. Diddy's freak-off parties, DiCaprio and Chris Brown.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
If there's one thing we all know about Sean Diddy Combs, it's that he knows how to throw a party. And not just any party. No, we're talking about the kind of party that makes Gatsby's soirees look like a child's birthday bash. The man has a reputation for hosting lavish, star-studded events that are the stuff of legend, with more A-listers in attendance than an Oscars after party. But recently, the spotlight on Diddy's life has taken a sharp turn. His recent arrest has stirred up a storm of controversy. And as the dust settles, old photos and videos from his infamous white parties have resurfaced, going viral and reigniting the buzz about these legendary events. Now, with unsettling allegations about his so-called freak-offs emerging, where prosecutors claim he supplied large quantities of drugs to female attendees and male sex workers, forcing them to engage in sexual acts while he watched, people are beginning to wonder what really happened at Diddy's other parties. If you're not in the know, Diddy's iconic white parties were the embodiment of glamour and sophistication. Think crisp, all-white outfits, free-flowing champagne, and a guest list that reads like a who's who of Hollywood royalty. From 1998 to 2009, Diddy hosted an annual white party that was famous not only for its all-white dress code, but also for bridging different worlds, bringing together the old money elite of East Hampton and the rising stars of hip-hop. In a 1999 interview with Entertainment Tonight, Diddy explained that the purpose of his parties was to break down racial barriers, break down generation barriers. He highlighted this by pointing out how a businessman like billionaire Ron Perlman could be found chatting with Jay-Z at one of his events, long before Jay-Z became the business mogul he is today. By 2001, Diddy was fully embracing his role as the orchestrator of these boundary-breaking gatherings, famously telling The Independent, "I am the Great Gatsby." However, the latest footage making the rounds online features none other than Chris Brown and Leonardo DiCaprio, who are often seen letting loose at these extravagant bashes. But what's caught everyone's attention is an old clip where Diddy confessed that his favorite party guest wasn't some sultry starlet or hip-hop icon, but none other than the cool, enigmatic Leonardo DiCaprio. Diddy's favorite guest, Leonardo DiCaprio, may have raised eyebrows. Known for method acting and environmental activism, Leo isn't typically associated with wild parties, yet his understated presence made him stand out. Amidst the glamour and flash, Leo remained effortlessly cool, sipping a drink surrounded by admirers. Men and women alike were mesmerized by his presence, drawn to his subtle charm. While others flaunted bling and dance moves, Leo's calm confidence shone through. His uniqueness made him a memorable guest, and perhaps that's why Diddy cherished his presence at his exclusive gathering. And let's not forget, this was around the time when DiCaprio was still being relentlessly hounded by paparazzi for his posse days. Yes, you read that right. DiCaprio and his squad, Tobey Maguire, Kevin Connolly, and a few other notorious bachelors, were infamous for their wild exploits. But unlike the frat boy antics of his crew, Leo's vibe at Diddy's parties was more like that of a suave, mysterious James Bond. It's no wonder he was a favorite. The man oozes an effortless charm that can turn even a wild bash into a sophisticated affair. On the flip side, you've got Chris Brown, who's never been one to shy away from the spotlight or controversy. Breezy's presence at these parties was almost a guarantee of something memorable happening. Whether he was busting out killer dance moves or serenading an impromptu audience, Brown knew how to keep the energy electric. His reputation as a performer who leaves it all on the stage translated seamlessly to these gatherings. But it wasn't all fun and games. Chris Brown's career has been a roller coaster, to say the least. His well-documented legal troubles and personal struggles often cast a shadow over his undeniable talent. Yet, at Diddy's parties, it seemed like he could let loose and just be Chris. No judgments, no headlines, just the music and the moment. It's the duality of his personas that made him a compelling figure to watch at these events. While Leonardo brought the calm, Chris brought the storm, and the two together made for an intoxicating mix of Hollywood charisma. However, both Chris Brown and Leonardo DiCaprio have been regulars at Diddy's legendary parties over the years. Though the two stars have very different public personas, they've crossed paths numerous times at Diddy's events, which are known for bringing together Hollywood's elite. These parties, often extravagant, serve as a backdrop for moments where both men's paths intersect, even though they approach the party scene in their unique ways. Diddy's white parties began in the late 1990s, and it didn't take long for them to become the stuff of legend. These weren't just your average star-studded soirees. They were a spectacle, a cultural event that set the gold standard for celebrity extravagance. Hosted by none other than Sean Diddy Combs, one of the most influential figures in music and entertainment, these all-white affairs quickly became synonymous with glamour, luxury, and exclusivity. If you were invited, you knew you'd made it to the top. And And if you weren't, well, you'd have to wait for the paparazzi snapshots to live vicariously through those lucky enough to be on the guest list. The first of these famous parties was held in 1998 at Diddy's palatial Hamptons mansion, and from the very beginning, there was one strict rule: everyone had to wear white from head to toe. It may have sounded simple, but that single color code added an element of mystique and exclusivity that set Diddy's event apart from the usual celebrity gathering. The fashion was jaw-dropping, the guest list was even more so, and the backdrop of a Hampton summer evening made it feel like something out of a movie. The sight of the world's biggest stars, all clad in pristine white, was breathtaking and instantly iconic. The locales for Diddy's white parties were just as important as the dress code. They were often held in some of the most exclusive and luxurious settings imaginable, including Diddy's sprawling mansion in the Hamptons. Picture this: a pristine estate nestled in one of the most sought-after locations in the country, complete with perfectly manicured lawns, twinkling chandeliers, and pools shimmering under the moonlight. White linens draped everything, from the tables to the tent, creating a fairy tale-like atmosphere where guests could sip champagne and nibble on gourmet hors d'oeuvres. The most famous white parties of 1998 took place at Diddy's Hamptons estate, where the creme de la creme of Hollywood gathered for an unforgettable night. The ambiance was unmatched. The perfect combination of exclusivity, summer breezes, and endless luxury. Over the years, the party locations expanded, with Beverly Hills becoming another favorite spot. The opulence was palpable, and the party's locales became as much a part of their legend as the stars who attended them. The parties would kick off during the day and stretch late into the night. In the early hours, they had more of a family-friendly atmosphere. In fact, the Daily Mail once published photos from Diddy's 2007 white party, showing him and his then-partner, Kim Porter, holding their twin baby. However, as the day progressed, the vibe would shift to a more adult-only affair. During one of his famous white parties, Diddy was captured addressing the crowd from a balcony, expressing gratitude for everyone's presence, having provided food and drink. He then shifted his focus to the children attending. However, there have been plenty of rumors about what went on at Diddy's infamous parties. Beyond the celebrity-filled guest list, it was said that things often took a wild turn, with reports of nudity and drugs being part of the scene. Photos published by the Daily Mail captured some of the party's more outrageous moments, including Diddy pouring champagne onto topless women. In another shot, two topless women straddle a man in a pool while pouring champagne into his mouth. Other images show guests like Jennifer Lopez relaxing on what looks like an oversized bed, adding to the event's notorious reputation. Tom Swoop, a content creator, also shared his experience attending one of Diddy's white parties in the early 2000s. According to Swoop, the party was tiered off, with a general admission area and more exclusive VIP sections deeper inside the house. He described a scene filled with drugs, specifically ecstasy and cocaine, and claimed that people were openly engaging in sexual activities within these private areas. Also, a drug dealer interviewed by the New York Post claimed to have sold cocaine to Diddy at his Hamptons residence during one of the parties. According to the dealer, Diddy answered the door wearing a robe and led him to a private bedroom. The dealer described witnessing illicit activities including celebrity men engaging in intimate acts and the presence of sex workers. Additionally, the dealer alleged widespread use of ketamine and GHB among guests. Unflattering comparisons: DiCaprio and Chris Brown. Following Diddy's arrest, Leonardo DiCaprio finally comes forward to clarify the nature of his relationship with the music mogul, revealing a significant distance between the two that's been brewing for some time. Despite being frequently spotted at Diddy's infamous A-list parties over the years, a source close to the Oscar-winning actor recently stated that he hasn't been in contact with Diddy for quite some time, citing a shift in priorities and lifestyle as key reasons for the growing divide. While tabloids and social media are rife with speculation about the cause of the rift, the comments suggest that the connection between the two might have always been more surface level than previously assumed. DiCaprio and Diddy, two titans of their respective industries, have long been associated with one another due to their mutual circles and shared passion for throwing lavish parties. In fact, DiCaprio, known for being something of a Hollywood recluse, often broke character to attend Diddy's star-studded events. Diddy's parties, frequented by the who's who of Hollywood and the music industry, became legendary, with DiCaprio among the recurring guests. Pictures of him arriving at Diddy's yacht parties in St. Tropez or New Year's Eve bash in Miami have populated gossip columns for over a decade. This camaraderie between DiCaprio and Diddy wasn't just relegated to parties, as the two were frequently spotted together at various high-profile events, from basketball games to art galleries, sparking speculation about a deeper bond. DiCaprio, notoriously private about his social life, never commented on his friendship with the music mogul, but it wasn't hard to connect the dots when their faces showed up in the same places time and again. However, according to the source, DiCaprio DiCaprio revealed that he and Diddy hadn't been in close contact for quite some time. Though he refrained from giving explicit reasons for the distancing, sources close to the actor point to DiCaprio's shift in lifestyle over the years. Once known as a Hollywood party boy who relished in the wild scene of the 1990s and early 2000s, DiCaprio has increasingly focused his energy on environmental activism, his film career, and maintaining a relatively low profile. He's also been vocal about his desire to slow down and lead a healthier lifestyle, aligning himself with causes that support climate change awareness and ocean conservation. Diddy, on the other hand, continues to live a high life, albeit with some controversies along the way. His parties remain legendary, but so too do the legal battles and accusations that have surfaced against him in recent years. With Diddy's arrest becoming the latest scandal to hit the headlines, DiCaprio seems keen on drawing a line in the sand, distancing himself from the drama and complications that accompany such high-profile friendships. The contrast in their paths couldn't be more stark. While Diddy remains a king of the nightlife, DiCaprio has evolved into a quiet yet powerful figure in Hollywood, more concerned with saving the planet than keeping up with the party. Much of the speculation around the nature of DiCaprio and Diddy's relationship stems from the media's fascination with seeing these figures together. Paparazzi shots of DiCaprio mingling with Diddy at private events fed a narrative that the two were close friends, but that may have been more of a public perception than reality. As DiCaprio himself stated, their relationship was always casual, centered around shared social circles rather than deep personal friendship. On the other hand, Chris Brown has faced comparisons to Diddy. After the disturbing footage of Diddy assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie in a hotel surfaced, the public quickly began drawing comparisons between him and Chris Brown, not for their partying lifestyles or chart-topping music, but for their violent histories. Both men have established themselves as icons in their respective fields, with Diddy dominating the 90s as a mogul and Chris Brown exploding onto the scene in the 2000s as a multi-talented performer. However, beyond the hits, awards, and celebrity status, both have become infamous for their troubling actions off the stage, particularly when it comes to their treatment of women. Diddy, known for his business acumen and producing powerhouse bad boy records, had cultivated an image that often walked the line between charm and aggression. His relationship with Cassie, which lasted over a decade, had always been a source of tabloid fodder, yet the violent nature of their private interactions was laid bare for the world when footage leaked showing Diddy physically assaulting Cassie in a hotel room. While fans were shocked, those familiar with his history of legal troubles weren't entirely surprised. This incident resurrected old allegations of abusive behavior, painting a clearer picture of a man who has long been able to shield himself from the full impact of his actions. Meanwhile, Chris Brown's career took a dramatic nosedive after his 2009 assault on then-girlfriend Rihanna. The brutal details of the attack, combined with leaked photos of her injuries, became one of the most widely publicized domestic violence cases in celebrity history. For Brown, this moment was a turning point that forever altered his public persona, from being a pop and R&B heartthrob to a cautionary tale of stardom gone wrong. Like Diddy, Brown's history with domestic violence didn't stop at a single incident, and his multiple run-ins with the law have made him a repeat offender in the public's eyes. Diddy's legal history is far from squeaky clean. His rise to fame in the music industry was marked by several high-profile incidents, none more infamous than the 1999 nightclub shooting in New York City. After an argument escalated into gunfire, Diddy, along with his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, found themselves embroiled in a major scandal. Though he was eventually acquitted of all charges, including gun possession and bribery, the case left a lasting stain on his image. Still, thanks to his savvy business moves and relentless work ethic, Diddy managed to sidestep long-term damage to his career. However, accusations of violence and aggression have followed him for years. In 2004, Kim Porter, the mother of 3 of Diddy's children, accused him of being emotionally abusive. Though Porter never pressed charges, the allegations resurfaced after her tragic death in 2018, with many revisiting her claims and questioning Diddy's treatment of women in his life. The Cassie hotel footage served as another glaring example of this pattern, making it harder for fans and media alike to continue excusing his behavior. Chris Brown's fall from grace was far more public and immediate than Diddy's. His 2009 assault on Rihanna shocked the world, and the public outcry was swift. Brown's image as a clean-cut, multi-talented star was shattered overnight. Radio stations boycotted his music, sponsors dropped him, and his name became synonymous with celebrity scandal. He pleaded guilty to felony assault and was sentenced to 5 years of probation, community service, and counseling. Yet, despite serving his legal punishment, Brown has struggled to shake off the label of a serial abuser. Since the Rihanna incident, Brown has found himself involved in a string of legal issues, including accusations of assault, violence, and threats against women. In 2017, Karrueche Tran, another of Brown's ex-girlfriends, was granted a restraining order after alleging that Brown had been physically abusive and had threatened her life. This pattern of behavior has only solidified Brown's reputation as someone with deep-seated anger management issues, leading to repeated comparisons comparisons with other high-profile figures who have faced similar accusations, Diddy being one of them. The parallels between Diddy and Chris Brown become undeniable when considering their treatment of women and their public attempts at accountability. Both have faced accusations of violence against their romantic partners, and both have struggled to fully regain the public's trust in the wake of these incidents. Diddy amid controversies. The arrest of Diddy by federal agents in New York on September 16, 2024, shocked the music industry and the public at large. It took place at the prestigious Park Hyatt Hotel, a location fitting for a mogul who built a reputation for luxury and excess. Diddy's arrest was not just another celebrity run-in with the law, it represented a turning point in a series of escalating allegations that had surrounded him for years. The Southern District of New York, known for its high-profile cases, had filed a sealed indictment against Diddy, only to unseal it the following day. This revelation brought to light some of the most serious charges Diddy had ever faced. The charges, racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, are staggering in both scope and gravity. Unlike previous accusations that may have seemed isolated or contained, this case represents an orchestrated, systemic investigation into Diddy's alleged criminal activities. Diddy's plea of not guilty might have been expected, but the judge's decision to deny bail reflects the severity of the charges. The court cited both the nature of the crimes and Diddy's potential risk of flight as key factors in the decision. For a man of his wealth and influence, the possibility of fleeing the country looms large in the court's mind. While the arrest itself is monumental, the groundwork for this moment was laid over many years. The case draws heavily on lawsuits that have accused Diddy of sexual assault, misconduct, and abuse, claims that date back as far as 2008. These allegations have gained momentum in recent years, as the #MeToo movement and increased scrutiny on powerful men have encouraged more survivors to come forward. The racketeering conspiracy charge suggests that federal authorities believe Diddy's alleged actions were not isolated incidents, but part of an organized and ongoing criminal enterprise. Throughout his career, Diddy has faced various allegations of violence, abuse, and misconduct. These allegations have often been dismissed or overshadowed by his immense success and his ability to dominate headlines with music, business ventures, and star-studded events. Yet, as more survivors have spoken out, it has become increasingly difficult for him to distance himself from these claims. The current wave of lawsuits against him provides a harrowing backdrop to his arrest, painting a picture of a man whose personal life may have been as chaotic as his public persona was glamorous. Many of the allegations against Diddy involve accusations of sexual misconduct, including unwanted advances and physical abuse. These claims span over a decade and involve multiple women. Some of the lawsuits allege that Diddy used his power and influence to silence his accusers, offering settlements in exchange for non-disclosure agreements. Others claim that Diddy's associates helped facilitate his abusive behavior, creating an environment where victims felt powerless to speak out. The allegations range from sexual harassment to outright physical assault, with some survivors recounting harrowing experiences of being controlled, manipulated, and threatened by Diddy and those around him. While Diddy has denied these claims, the mounting evidence and testimonies have added to the growing sense that he may not be the untouchable mogul he once appeared to be. The indictment and its unsealing on September 17, 2024, confirmed what many had suspected for years, that there was more to Diddy's private life than met the eye. Federal authorities presented evidence that suggested Diddy had been involved in an extensive network of exploitation, where he used his influence to manipulate and control vulnerable individuals. This network allegedly involved multiple people, including enablers and associates, who helped facilitate these activities. Diddy, born Sean Combs, better known by his stage names Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and Diddy, was born on November 4, 1969, in Harlem, New York City. Raised in the public housing projects of Mount Vernon, New York, Diddy grew up in a working-class family. His mother, Janice, worked as a model and teacher's assistant, while his father, Melvin Combs, was tragically murdered when Diddy was just 2 years old. Melvin's death, linked to the drug trade, left a lasting impact on the young Combs, shaping his desire to escape the pitfalls of the streets and succeed in a way that would uplift his family and honor his father's memory. As a young man, Diddy was ambitious, showing a relentless drive from an early age. He attended the prestigious Mount St. Michael Academy in the Bronx, where he excelled as an athlete playing on the football team. He graduated in 1987, and while his initial path was toward a career in business, he had a different vision. He enrolled at Howard University in Washington, D.C., majoring in business, but left after 2 years to pursue a career in music. Diddy's early career was marked by both determination and an instinct for recognizing talent. In the late 1980s, he began an internship at Uptown Records, a New York-based record label. He quickly made an impression on the label's executives with his work ethic and sharp ear for new sounds. Within a short time, he was promoted to a talent director position, where he helped to shape the career careers of successful artists like Mary J. Blige and Jodeci. However, Diddy's desire to control his own vision led to a falling out with Uptown Records, and he was eventually fired. However, in 1993, Diddy pioneered Bad Boy Entertainment, a visionary record label that redefined the boundaries of the music industry. Diddy has always been more than just a musician. He built an empire on the foundation of Bad Boy Records, launching the careers of iconic artists like the Notorious Big and cementing his own status as a cultural force. From his chart-topping hits to his entrepreneurial ventures, including his widely successful Rock vodka brand, Diddy has consistently found himself at the forefront of both the music and business worlds. But alongside his success came a string of controversies. From high-profile feuds with other rappers to legal troubles involving everything from gun charges to assaults, Diddy's life has never been short on drama. His ability to rebound from these situations has been proof of his savvy and influence, but the nature of these latest charges could prove to be the biggest test of his life and career. Diddy's public persona as a party-loving, success-driven mogul played a significant role in his rise to fame, but it also became intertwined with his controversies, his infamous white parties, his extravagant lifestyle, and his public. Relationships often overshadowed the darker accusations against him. For years, Diddy managed to maintain an image of invincibility, someone who could weather any storm and come out on top. However, the recent arrest and the severity of the charges have placed a spotlight on his behavior in a way that may be difficult to escape. However, as Diddy prepares to face trial, the legal battles ahead promise to be complex and highly publicized. His legal team will likely argue that the charges are part of a larger conspiracy to bring down a successful black man, pointing to past instances where Diddy has been targeted by the media and the legal system. They may also attempt to discredit the accusers, as has been seen in other high-profile cases involving sexual misconduct. On the other hand, the prosecution is likely to lean heavily on the testimony of survivors and the evidence collected during their investigation. The racketeering conspiracy charge is particularly significant because it suggests that the prosecution has evidence of a coordinated effort to engage in illegal activities. If they can prove that Diddy was at the center of this enterprise, it will be difficult for his defense to argue that the charges are merely a misunderstanding or exaggeration. The trial is expected to draw widespread media attention, and the outcome could have lasting implications for Diddy's future. If convicted, he could face decades in prison, effectively ending his career. The Diddy scandal just got juicier, and now the Kardashians are being dragged into the mix. With Kim Kardashian among Diddy's A-list friends, new evidence suggests their possible complicity in his alleged crime.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were naked. You would have loved it.
A resurfaced clip of Khloe Kardashian casually admitting this has raised eyebrows yet again. Rumor has it, Kim is in a frenzy, reportedly threatening Diddy to keep footage from his infamous parties under wraps. The drama is heating up, and it's far from over. Kim Kardashian and Khloe attend Diddy freak-off. In a resurfaced clip from a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe Kardashian is seen casually bragging about attending a wild party hosted by none other than Diddy. Now, in light of the rapper's recent arrest on sex trafficking charges, the moment has taken on a much darker undertone. The clip, shared by TikTok user @NarrativeSaint, comes from the episode titled Secrets of a Double Life. Khloe, in conversation with her sister Kourtney Kardashian Barker, listed off her weekend party companions: Diddy, Quincy Brown, Justin Bieber, and French Montana.
Yes. So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
Her nonchalant confirmation of partying with such high-profile figures feels particularly uncomfortable given current events. Later in the episode, Khloe, still intoxicated from the night before, joked with her best friend Khadijah Haq-McRae during a bowling outing. She casually dropped details about the extravagant party, mentioning that she hadn't slept, and even took a plane at 5:30 a.m. with a crowd that included half-naked attendees, quipping to Khadijah, "You would have loved it."
You have to get these margaritas out of it. Why aren't you drinking? Yeah, but last night. You didn't go to bed.
I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Clay when I grow up, Court.
Oh, you're just so little.
Like, my balls are just going.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
As the scene resurfaced, viewers reacted with unease, with one person commenting, "This is not aging well," while another said she was doing them freak-offs in the plane. The once glamorous and enviable lifestyle Khloe bragged about now seems tainted, as her connection to Diddy's infamous party scene faces a re-evaluation amid his scandal. What seemed like innocent name-dropping back then has turned into an uncomfortable reminder of the complicated and often troubling dynamics surrounding fame and power. Rumor has it that during a recent FBI raid, some seriously shady things were uncovered about none other than Kim Kardashian herself. Allegedly, the FBI found tapes of Kim drugging high-profile men, yep, you heard that right, to blackmail them. Like, what in the world is going on behind the scenes with this family? Now, we all know the Kardashians have some skeletons in their closet. Let's be real. Would anyone actually be shocked if this turned out to be true? Kim didn't just catapult to fame solely because of that infamous sex tape. Sure, it grabbed headlines, but you have to wonder, how did that particular tape end up getting so much attention when hundreds of others fade into the background? Word on the street is Kris Jenner might have had to shake some seriously dirty hands and pull strings to get her daughter into the spotlight. Deals were definitely made, maybe with people you don't want to be in business with. And here's where it gets even juicier. Ever wondered why Kim suddenly had such a passion for law? I mean, a billionaire studying law is impressive, but some are speculating it's more than just following in her father's footsteps. Is she prepping to defend herself in the future? Or maybe even get a little too familiar with the law for other reasons? It's definitely giving "I'll represent myself, Your Honor" vibes. Maybe Diddy will be calling her up for legal advice soon. Who knows? Oh, and let's not forget about the Kardashian ties to the Armenian mob that have been whispered about for years. With Robert Kardashian Sr.'s deep connections in the industry, especially during the O.J. Simpson trial, it's not hard to believe there could be some behind-the-scenes deals happening. I mean, if you think about it, Rob Sr. hid evidence for O.J. Who's to say that was the worst thing he's been involved in? His circle back in the day was pretty sketchy, and Kris might have had access to all the dirty laundry from his pillow talk. And if this all wasn't wild enough, remember when Jennifer Lawrence shared a story on a talk show about getting drunk at a Kardashian house and ending up naked in their closet? Now, with all this honeypot talk, it's making everyone look at that whole situation a little differently. The Kardashians know how to work the system, and it seems like the empire might be built on more than just reality TV and beauty lines. With Knightson now connecting dots and filling blank spaces, Kris Jenner and her boyfriend Corey Gamble have found themselves entangled in a wild conspiracy theory involving Sean "Diddy" Combs. During a recent episode of the Juicy Scoop podcast, host Heather McDonald and guest Spencer Pratt dove into this unfounded rumor that's been making the rounds on TikTok. According to Pratt, the latest conspiracy suggests that Kris and Corey are somehow linked to Diddy, with claims that they appear on tape seized during a raid on Diddy's house. Pratt added,
New conspiracy on TikTok is, I'm sure it'll end this week because she'll pop up on Instagram, but Kris fled the country is what people are saying, because she has not been seen since Diddy's house was raided, because supposedly her and Corey are on these tapes.
Now, let's get one thing straight. This conspiracy is completely unfounded. Kris Jenner has made several public appearances and social media posts since the raid. In fact, she's been very much in the spotlight, including presenting a prestigious award at the Fashion Los Angeles Awards on April 28. She also launched a spring cleaning challenge with the Safely brand just days after the gossip started circulating. So, despite what TikTok might be saying, Kris is definitely not in hiding. While Kris's public presence does seem to dispel the more outlandish claims, it's important to remember that simply posting on Instagram doesn't absolve anyone of any alleged involvement in problematic behaviors. There's no solid evidence connecting Kris or Corey to Diddy's legal troubles, but the fact that their names are being thrown into this narrative raises questions about how far these stories can go without accountability. Meanwhile, Diddy, who has his own legal battles, has also been active on social media. Despite facing a $30 million lawsuit from producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, who accused him of sexual misconduct, forced drug use, and grooming, Diddy has continued to post family-friendly content, sharing images of his 1-year-old daughter. While he has denied the accusations, the legal scrutiny surrounding him is very real. The tea just keeps getting hotter. Following Sean "Diddy" Combs' arrest on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution, a user on X claimed that Kim Kardashian was somehow involved and under FBI investigation. According to the viral video, Kim was allegedly connected to Diddy's infamous tapes, with accusations of blackmail and drugging high-profile men. Of course, Kim wasn't having it and swiftly hit back with a legal move. Kim's lawyer, Christina Davis, issued a cease and desist to the user who posted the video, demanding the immediate removal of the defamatory claims. The letter, which the user shared online, stated that the allegations were categorically false and illegal. The lawyer made it crystal clear. If the post wasn't taken down, Kim would pursue legal action. The user's response? They insisted they wouldn't be silenced, saying, "Their threats and intimidation are pointless. Nothing can stop what's about to unfold. This cease and desist is definitely stirring the pot, though some netizens are raising eyebrows. While a few called the whole thing fake, others are wondering why Kim would bother sending a cease and desist over what they think is just another wild rumor. As one user put it, if it wasn't true, why not ignore it like other silly rumors online? But let's be real, issuing a cease and desist doesn't exactly clear up the mess. Sure, Kim's public stance through her lawyer denies any involvement, but sending legal threats doesn't excuse the fact that these rumors are out there, gaining traction, and feeding into a bigger narrative about the Kardashians' alleged behind-the-scenes dealings. The fact that Kim has ties to major power players like Balenciaga only adds more fuel to the fire for those who believe there's something bigger going on. Whether these claims hold any truth or not, the Kardashian clan is clearly not here for the conspiracy chatter. But one thing's for sure, this story is far from over, and Kim's move to shut it down has only made people more curious. With our curiosity now piqued, we have been able to detail some of how she has managed to be linked with Diddy's crimes. Kim linked to Diddy's crimes. A few weeks ago, Kim Kardashian made a seemingly innocuous move that caught everyone's attention. She unfollowed Diddy on all her social media platforms just 24 hours before his house was raided by Homeland Security. This timing was too coincidental for many, raising suspicions about Kim's involvement in the unfolding drama.
Just follow the story. Now, to cover myself, everything in this video is a legend, honey. This is what I digged up, and I don't know how much truth is to it, but there's reportings, okay? So everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Keep that in mind.
Now, whispers are swirling that Kim's sudden unfollow is no coincidence. Sources claim that Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's longtime beau, has some mysterious involvement with Diddy, and there's more to the story than meets the eye. Allegedly, Corey and Diddy have crossed paths in some questionable dealings, with insiders pointing to a secret video that links them both. The word on the street? This video is part of the alleged bigger scandal that's got Hollywood shaking.
So apparently, there is allegedly a secret video footage that has released of Kris Jenner and Diddy's house. I don't know too much about that. That's all I know, some secret video. Okay, let's get past that.
As people began to dig deeper, they discovered a web of connections that linked Kim to Diddy in ways that were previously unimaginable. One of the key figures in this story is Lou Taylor, a Hollywood manager with a notorious reputation. Lou Taylor is the owner of TriStar Sport and Entertainment, a management company that handles several high-profile celebrities, including Diddy and the Kardashians. Lou Taylor's name first came into the spotlight during the Britney Spears conservatorship battle. She was accused of being the mastermind behind Britney's conservatorship, which many believe was a scheme to control Britney's finances and personal life. Lou Taylor's involvement in this case raised eyebrows, and it wasn't long before people started connecting the dots between her, Diddy, and Kim Kardashian. One of the most explosive revelations came from a TikTok user named BB the Songwriter. In a viral video, BB detailed how Kim and Diddy were allegedly involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship.
24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager.
According to BB, Kim had been working closely with Lou Taylor on various business dealings, and there were suspicions that Kim had a hand in the conservatorship scheme. But the connections don't stop there. Kris Jenner, Kim's mother, also came under scrutiny for her involvement in a church called California Community Church. This church requires its members to pay an $8,000 monthly membership fee and donate over 10% of their earnings as tithes. Taylor allegedly helped funnel money through church donations, supposedly to pay off some of Diddy's victims, according to sources. And guess who's tied into this whole mess? That's right, Kris Jenner. There are claims that Kris, ever the mastermind, has been making certain individuals pay tithes to the church, with some speculating this is all connected to Taylor's money dealings.
So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay?
Let's not forget the bombshell that Taylor has reportedly been behind the scenes in celebrity conservatorships, with names like Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan allegedly under her control at one point. She's been accused of trying to secure financial dominance over several stars, sparking outrage and lawsuits over the years. Could she have her sights set on even more A-listers? The timing of Kim unfollowing Diddy just before the raid added fuel to the fire, making it seem like she was trying to distance herself from the impending scandal. Another significant allegation involves Kanye West, Kim's ex-husband. Kanye has publicly revealed that he was prescribed an excessive amount of lithium, which he believed was an attempt to control him. This revelation has led to suspicions that Kim and Lou Taylor were involved in a plot to put Kanye under a conservatorship, similar to what happened with Britney Spears. The idea that Kim might have been part of a scheme to control Kanye's finances and personal life is deeply troubling and adds another layer to the allegations against her.
In the name of the 10% of the name of the... That is foolishness, okay? Okay, I'm not gonna drag nobody today.
The connections between Kim, Lou Taylor, and Diddy paint a disturbing picture. The allegations suggest that they have been involved in schemes to control and exploit vulnerable celebrities for financial gain. While these claims are still under investigation, the sheer number of connections and the timing of events raise serious questions about the involvement of Kim Kardashian and her family in Diddy's alleged crimes. As for Kim, people are wondering if her distancing from Diddy is a way to quietly remove herself from the storm that's about to hit. Between Diddy's ongoing legal troubles and the Kardashian family's alleged connection to some of these behind-the-scenes power players, the spotlight is getting a little too hot for comfort. With all the tea spilling about Sean Diddy Combs, the media is in an absolute frenzy, and the question on everyone's mind is, how did Diddy manage to hide in plain sight for so long? From his alleged criminal past to the shocking recent allegations, Diddy's ability to walk away unscathed has everyone side-eyeing the long list of A-list friends who've helped shield him from accountability. Evidence Diddy manipulates celebrities. Let's rewind for a second. Diddy has been connected to some serious accusations throughout his career. Remember when he allegedly shot a man, went to court, and walked away with probation? That's not something the average person can just brush off, but for Diddy, it was just another day in life. And how did he manage to come out nearly untouched? A-list connections. Diddy's Rolodex of celebrity friends is a who's who of the world's most powerful people, including former President Barack Obama, media mogul Oprah Winfrey, and even ex-President Donald Trump. For years, Diddy has strategically aligned himself with the rich and powerful. Whether it's partying with Prince William and Prince Harry, rubbing shoulders with Obama at elite events, or being hailed as a good guy by Trump, Diddy has surrounded himself with a network so influential that it seemingly allowed him to operate above the law. These high-profile connections acted as a shield, giving him access to exclusive circles where scrutiny was limited, and his actions often went unchecked. This web of celebrity friendships gave him cover. Each handshake, photo op, and public praise served to protect his image. When Oprah Winfrey interviews you, or Barack Obama shares a stage with you, it's easy for the world to see you as untouchable. Diddy's ability to charm the elite ensured that even when legal trouble came knocking, like his alleged shooting case, he always had powerful allies by his side, and somehow always managed to skate through without much consequence. His relationships with high-profile celebrities began in the 90s. Jennifer Lopez and Sean Diddy Combs were once the ultimate power couple of Hollywood, captivating everyone with their high-profile romance in the late 90s. Their story began in 1999 when they met on the set of Lopez's If You Had My Love music video. At the time, Diddy had just ended his tumultuous relationship with his on-again, off-again girlfriend, Kim Porter, which added even more drama to his new relationship with J-Lo. The chemistry between Diddy and Lopez was undeniable, and they quickly became one of the most talked-about couples in the industry. Who could forget their iconic appearance at the 2000 Grammy Awards, where J-Lo stunned in that legendary green Versace gown? It wasn't just a red carpet moment, it was a fashion revolution. Diddy later reflected on that night, praising Lopez for her bold fashion choices, saying, "She deserved it. She is one of the flyest out there." But behind the glitz and glamour, their relationship was far from perfect. Lopez opened up years later about the challenges they faced. In a 2003 interview with Vibe, she revealed that Diddy wasn't faithful to her, although she never caught him cheating directly. She recalled how he'd often say he was going to a club for a few hours, only to disappear for the entire night. The uncertainty and lack of trust took a toll on Lopez, leading her to question if she wanted a future where she'd be left wondering where her partner was at 3 a.m. The relationship eventually ended in 2001 after 2 years together. Lopez later described it as a time in her life when she felt emotionally unsteady, sharing that it was her first experience with someone who wasn't loyal. It sent her into a tailspin, as she put it, leaving her in tears and questioning everything.
I didn't think much of myself. And so the world didn't think much of me. That lined up. Nobody else could make me see that about myself.
While they were able to remain friendly after their split, Lopez's 2024 Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, shed new light on her past relationships. Though she didn't name names, Lopez opened up about experiencing emotional and physical mistreatment in her past. She admitted to feeling manhandled in some of her relationships, describing them as rough and disrespectful. While she clarified she had never been physically beaten, her candidness about past abuse has led some to speculate whether she might have been referring to her relationship with Diddy. Interestingly, Lopez's revelations came just a month before Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by the FBI in connection with a sex trafficking investigation. Though his lawyer dismissed the allegations as a baseless witch hunt, the timing of the raids has added another layer of complexity to the public's view of Diddy's relationships and past behavior. Looking back at their whirlwind romance, it's clear that while Diddy and Lopez may have been one of the most glamorous couples of their time, the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated and tumultuous. As a celebration celebrated figure, Diddy's social circle included everyone from Princes William and Harry, whom he famously partied with at a post-concert celebration in 2008, to political giants like former Presidents Barack Obama and Donald Trump. The latter once referred to Diddy as a good guy and a friend, while Obama was reportedly seen hanging out with the music mogul on various occasions. Even Vice President Kamala Harris publicly thanked Diddy for his political support during a COVID-19 town hall in 2020. Diddy's presence among such powerful figures gave him a certain level of untouchability, allowing him to maintain his image as a successful businessman and cultural icon, while accusations of sexual misconduct and exploitation flew under the radar. His extravagant parties were the stuff of legend, with Hollywood A-listers like Oprah Winfrey, Kim Kardashian, and Beyonce regularly in attendance. These connections enabled him to blend in with the elite and continue his ascent to the top of the entertainment world. However, the facade has begun to crack, and the world is now seeing a much darker side of Diddy. As he faces multiple charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and other serious crimes, many are reflecting on how he managed to avoid serious legal consequences for so long. Experts believe that Diddy manipulated his relationships with these high-profile individuals to hide his alleged criminal activity. Brand and culture expert Nick Eady has compared Diddy's behavior to that of Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, both of whom similarly used their power and connections to conceal their abuses for years. For decades, Diddy was a master of public relations, aligning himself with royalty, political figures, and celebrities to create an aura of invincibility. His inner circle included some of the most powerful figures in politics, music, and entertainment, which helped legitimize his presence in elite spaces and shield him from serious accusations. From his close friendship with pop star Justin Bieber to his connections with Prince Harry, Diddy's extensive network seemed to provide him a free pass in the public eye. Yet the legal cases now stacking up against him paint a very different picture, one of alleged abuse, manipulation, and coercion. Prosecutors have accused Diddy of orchestrating freak-offs, drug-fueled sex parties where women were reportedly forced to participate in sexual acts for days on end, some of which were recorded and used as leverage to ensure their silence.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my party. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. You know.
While none of his famous friends have been implicated in wrongdoing, the fallout from Diddy's arrest is causing embarrassment and shame among those who once proudly associated with him. Some experts predict that many of these high-profile individuals may soon be called to testify as the legal battle unfolds and the truth behind Diddy's decades-long empire of secrecy and exploitation begins to unravel. During an intimate discussion with Oprah for O Magazine, Diddy left audiences intrigued when he artfully dodged questions about the origins of his infamous moniker, Puff Daddy. The interview began casually enough, with Oprah asking about the backstory behind the name that had become synonymous with the mogul's larger-than-life persona. However, when pressed, Diddy became notably guarded. "It's a nickname somebody gave me," he explained vaguely, though it was clear there was more to the story. When Oprah, known for her ability to get people to reveal their deepest secrets, pushed for more, Diddy hesitated. "I've never told anyone that. I know you get people to tell you everything, Oprah, but I can't look you in the eye and explain that one," he confessed, leaving the origin of Puff Daddy shrouded in mystery. Oprah, sensing there was something deeper beneath the surface, probed further, wondering aloud if Puff signified something else, but Diddy deflected with a playful yet telling response. "It's just a silly name." Even Oprah had to acknowledge she wouldn't get to the bottom of this particular mystery, noting, "I can see that you're not going to tell me." Diddy, with a grin, replied, "I'll answer every other question." This interaction only deepened the enigma surrounding Diddy's persona, especially as it came after a turbulent period in his life. In 1999, he found himself embroiled in legal troubles involving allegations of possessing a weapon and bribery following a nightclub shooting in New York City. Though he avoided conviction, the scandal led him to reinvent himself. By 2001, Diddy decided to shed the Puff Daddy moniker entirely. In a conversation with MTV News, he made a bold declaration: "No more Puff Daddy. The first week in June, we're going to have a name change ceremony. I'm rocking with P. Diddy now. My man Biggie gave me that name." It was a symbolic move, marking a shift in his public image as he aimed to create a closer connection with his fans. Yet, despite this reinvention, the mystery of Puff Daddy continues to linger, especially as Diddy's legal troubles have once again brought his past into the spotlight. With allegations of sex trafficking and a series of creepy resurfaced videos involving Justin Bieber, many are re-examining Diddy's storied career and enigmatic persona. While he has often portrayed himself as a savvy businessman and cultural icon, the secrets he holds and his ability to hide in plain sight remain a central part of his legacy. Actually, Sean Diddy Combs got the name Puff Daddy from his childhood habit of puffing up in anger. According to Diddy, when he was young, he had a quick temper and would huff and puff whenever he was upset. This led his friends friends to start calling him Puff. The daddy part was added later to give the name a more commanding presence when he entered the music industry, combining the nickname with an air of authority that matched his growing status as a producer and rapper. The name became iconic as he rose to fame, but over time he rebranded himself multiple times, from P. Diddy to simply Diddy, aiming for a more approachable image. Well, the tea he has against Kim Kardashian is definitely not approachable, and maybe their one-way ticket to jail. Jaguar Wright, an American singer and outspoken personality, has made some startling claims recently that have caught the attention of many. The alleged revelations about how Usher assisted Diddy in gaining temporary control over a young Justin Bieber raised questions about the dynamics between these music stars. Additionally, the timing of Usher's abrupt social media cleanup following Diddy's recent arrest has sparked further intrigue. Fans are now eager to uncover the truth behind these shocking allegations. Let's get right into it. Jaguar Wright's shocking revelation. American singer Jaguar Wright, whose real name is Jacqueline Suzette Wright, has made some bold claims, saying that Usher played a key role in helping Diddy get temporary control over a young Justin Bieber. According to Wright, Diddy had been trying for a while to get close to Bieber when the pop star was just starting out. However, Diddy couldn't quite get access to Bieber on his own. That's when, according to Wright, Usher stepped in and helped Diddy connect with the young singer. A user on X, known as Shadow of Ezra, shared a video of Wright on the platform. In the video, Wright explains how Usher helped Diddy gain control over a young Justin Bieber. Diddy had been trying to get Bieber for a minute, but his Bieber management was trying to back him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave the temporary guardianship to Diddy for 48 hours. Think about that. She continued, "He's already been to the hospital. That situation Gene was talking about, and you still took Bieber there." The situation connects to earlier accusations against Diddy, where his former bodyguard claimed that Diddy had groomed Usher when he was younger. Wright added, "You referring to Usher got the custody first, and Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him." She further explained,
"Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler."
The video concluded with Wright saying they did not see the intentions were in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there. Meanwhile, Usher had fans buzzing when he mysteriously deleted his entire account on X, formerly Twitter. That's over 7,000 of his old tweets. Not long after, both Pink and Megan Fox followed suit by cleaning up their own digital profiles too. The fact that Usher, Pink, and Megan Fox cleared their social media accounts right after the arrest of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs on sex trafficking and racketeering charges has stirred up a lot of speculation. Fans and the public are now wondering if their digital detox is connected to the scandal or the growing pressure on those close to Diddy to address the accusations, fueling even more intrigue around the situation. The sudden decision of Usher, who had been mentored by Diddy from a young age, to wipe his social media accounts clean came at a time when many high-profile celebrities who were once regular attendees at Diddy's lavish white parties and part of his inner circle are being called on to speak out against his alleged wrongdoings. However, as X-users started connecting Usher's social media wipe with the now disgraced rapper Diddy, who is being held behind bars in Brooklyn, Usher took to his social media to clear things up. He wrote, "Account got hacked and damn y'all ran with it." The singer continued, "See you tonight at Intuit Dome." For those unfamiliar, Usher has not been implicated in any of the crimes Diddy is accused of. Also, while the rapper's alleged crimes come as a huge shock to some, they seem to confirm what some people claim to have already known for years. One such person, of course, is singer Wright. Despite Usher's explanation, some fans remain unconvinced, still questioning if there's more to the story. Some went as far as criticizing him on the social media platform. One ex-user says the timing of the cleanup appeared to be too coincidental. "You must really think we are stupid," one user said, while another added, "What? Lowell, timing is just a coincidence, huh?" Another said to the singer, "Sure bro, sure," while another asked, "Did your account really get hacked, or you're not telling us something?" One user said that the excuse made for a perfect cope-out, while another said, "That account wasn't hacked, baby." One user said that the deletion of the account might be a harbinger of troubles in the star's future following the arrest of his musical mentor. For now, the first domino has been triggered. Now we watch you all fall. Even though Usher hasn't been charged with anything, both he and Nayo were mentioned as witnesses who allegedly saw Diddy physically assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura. Usher's connection to Diddy goes way back to 1994, when Usher was just around 13 or 14 years old. Diddy, a well-known figure in the music industry since the 1980s, 1990s, is infamous for hosting what are now called freak-off parties. These notorious gatherings, attended by Hollywood's elite, reportedly went on for days. During his recent trial, prosecutors claimed that Diddy used violence and threats to force women into drug-fueled orgies with male escorts. In a 2004 interview, Usher shared a memory from when he was just 13 and living with Diddy. He talked about seeing some very curious things while staying at the music mogul's house. "I got a chance to see some things. I don't know if I could even understand what I was looking at," he shared on the Howard Stern show. "I had curiosity of my own. I just didn't understand it. It was pretty wild. It was crazy." In reaction to Wright's revelations, netizens took sides with Bieber and threw shades on both Diddy and Usher. A user on X wrote, "Looks like Usher was actually an usher for Diddy's events." A third user wrote, "Usher did child Bieber so wrong and now is doing everything to cover his tracks, vile human." Another user wrote, "He needs to pay for what he did to Bieber." While expressing sympathy for Bieber, one user wrote, "My heart hurts for Justin, yes. To have to relive his trauma all over the internet for the past week is really saddening." Another wrote, "As a millennial who grew up listening to these artists, I really don't have words. I really feel for Justin Bieber. To say that people failed him isn't even the right term. It's so much worse than that." Wright's explosive claims about Usher's involvement with Diddy and Justin Bieber have ignited a firestorm of speculation, leading to a deeper examination of the troubling dynamics in the music industry, particularly in light of her previous allegations regarding Diddy and his relationship with Bieber. Wright's previous claims about Diddy and Bieber. Wright, known for her outspoken nature, has stirred up plenty of controversy with her explosive claims about some of the biggest names in the music industry. With all the shocking stories and allegations, you might be wondering how Wright even knows Diddy. Well, Wright was deeply involved in the music industry during the 90s and early 2000s. She worked alongside many famous artists and often found herself in the same social and professional circles as Diddy, who was a major figure in the industry at the time, so it's not surprising that she had personal encounters with him and has insight into that world. Besides, Wright also claims to have attended Diddy's parties and seen firsthand how things work behind the scenes. According to her, these events weren't just regular parties, and she's even said that she went to some of them with the specific goal of trying to help or rescue people she thought might become victims of wrongdoing. The Philly native, with a musical catalog featuring collaborations with hip-hop legends like Jay-Z, The Roots, and Black Alicious, has seen her talent overshadowed by bizarre headlines. Her outspoken comments about stars like Beyonce, Meek Mill, Mary J. Blige, and especially Diddy and Justin Bieber have made headlines, often overshadowing her musical achievements. Although Wright's dramatic claims haven't been proven true, one of her earliest and most shocking allegations was that Diddy was somehow behind the deaths of Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, and Heavy D. In a 2022 interview with Real Life Productions, Wright made a startling claim that she believes Diddy is responsible for the deaths of former Uptown Records figures.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee.
She stated that Kim was the longest serving employee, starting as Andre's personal assistant. She, along with Heavy D and Andre Harrell, has passed away, leaving only Puffy and Al, the latter of whom had a near-death experience.
Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. And Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
Wright added that Andre Harrell and Heavy D both died from heart attacks. As for Kim Porter, longtime assistant of Andre Harrell, the initial report attributed her death to homicide. Before she died, she disclosed that she was writing a tell-all book about the rap music industry, and having been close to Diddy, there was a high expectation that the book would shed light on the rapper's dark world. Unfortunately, Potter didn't live to publish the book as she suddenly died in 2018. Then, her computer containing the manuscript for the book disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Excerpts of the book that hit online shortly after her death contained salacious allegations about the men that Diddy slept with and his problems with STDs. There was a particular report that the book gave a detailed account of how Diddy gave Usher STD. This is not the first time Diddy was accused of eliminating Porter because of what she knew. Some individuals close to Diddy even claimed the rapper physically assaulted her many times when she was alive. At the time, Diddy was accused of poisoning Porter, although the LA County coroner officially attributed the death of the model and actress to lobar pneumonia. Wright then drew viewers' attention to the near-death experience that I'll Be Sure just had.
They were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him?
However, she alluded that she smells a rat with the last man standing, member number 5, referring to Diddy. Wright also alleged that Diddy sold a controversial video featuring high-profile celebrities on the dark web for a whopping $500 million. When asked if Diddy is trying to protect his people or if his friends are protecting him, Wright replied that he was selling it because he was broke and needed some money. By this assertion, she was referring to an event in Calabasas that allegedly captured some questionable moments. In that same interview, Wright claimed that the videos being sold on the dark web include high-profile names like Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Drake. It's important to remember that none of these celebrities have been connected to any of Diddy's alleged wrongdoings or shown to be involved in any suspicious activities with him. Also, they haven't been mentioned in any official investigations or accusations related to these claims. Some fans considered that Wright's claims about dark web trading might be possible, but many others criticized her for dropping names and spreading sensational rumors about other celebrities. They felt that her statements were more about grabbing attention than providing credible information. How she even know how to get in the dark web? She was searching Google with them shades on. I'ma keep scrolling, a social media user said. I'm convinced people will believe anything. Oh my God, just listen to her, another said. Coming now, she's just trying to name drop big names for views. Absurd, a third commented. In the video, the American R&B artist, known for being a backup singer for Jay-Z and for her hit single What Ifs from her debut album Denials, Delusions, and Decisions, explained how the dark coin is used to prevent videos from leaking on the dark web. She mentioned that most people are unaware of the dark coin, which is used to trade illegal content on the dark web. She went further to state how she got angry the previous year when Diddy made his twins dress provocatively and then sold them as NFTs linked to a bad cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, another video that's making the rounds again features Kevin Hart from Jumanji and Ashton Kutcher from That 70s Show. In it, they talk about the infamous parties thrown by Diddy, and the video has become really popular. Even though we haven't confirmed if these claims are true, fans are now asking stars like Justin Bieber, Usher, and Ashton Kutcher, who have worked with Diddy in the past, to respond to the allegations. That's not all of Wright's numerous claims. She and Tokyo Toni have teamed up to make another shocking accusation. In a new clip, Tokyo is seen singing along to some music when Wright interrupts to bring up Justin Bieber. She questions why he seems to be causing trouble in relationships. Can we talk about why Justin Bieber's running around breaking up relationships? Her question prompted a quick response from Blac Chyna's mother, who makes a serious accusation, implying that Bieber's behavior involves questionable and inappropriate actions. She then suggested that Bieber is being heavily monitored or controlled. They've got that boy on the clock. The two women are referring to a video that was shared online a few years back. In the video, Justin Bieber and Odell Beckham Jr. are seen together at one of Diddy's famous parties. The video led to a lot of rumors and guesses about whether there might be a romantic connection between Justin Bieber and Odell Beckham Jr. However, there's no confirmation about this relationship. Despite the lack of confirmation, the interest in this video has sparked various theories. Some people are even speculating that it might be related to Odell Beckham Jr.'s such as recent breakup with Kim Kardashian. It's clear that many people are doubtful about the recent allegations from the two women. In response to the allegations, one ex-user named at Charlene War 15 asked a question about who seems more outlandish between Jaguar Wright, Tokyo Toni, and Orlando Brown. The user says that Orlando Brown is the only one they can sympathize with. They think Jaguar Wright and Tokyo Toni are just middle-aged women who never achieved much success themselves and are now bitter and jealous of others who have succeeded. Another user identified as at Kinsey__25 also jokes that Jaguar Wright and Tokyo Toni should never be in the same room because they are both so unpredictable and unhinged. However, these claims are just the latest in a series of surprising statements they've made in recent months. At the same time, some people might find their behavior entertaining, while others think there might be a bit of truth in what they're saying. Most people think they should stay out of the personal lives of celebrities like Justin Bieber and Odell Beckham Jr. The recent accusations are just the latest in a series of surprising claims these social media users have made in recent months. As the fallout from Wright's shocking allegations begins to unfold, she is left grappling with the implications of her claims and the reactions they may provoke from those involved. The aftermath. Wright was reportedly arrested on Thursday, June 6, 2023. Information from the Dallas County Jail website indicates that her legal name is Jacqueline Wright. She faced some serious charges related to property theft, which is categorized as a third-degree felony in Texas. This particular charge involves amounts of money ranging between $30,000 and $150,000. After her arrest, a bond of $10,000 was posted the very next day, allowing her to be released while she deals with the legal proceedings ahead. As of now, there aren't many details details available regarding the circumstances of Jaguar's arrest. However, according to reports from sources like the Jasmine brand and the Sean Davy Way YouTube channel, it seems she may have had an outstanding warrant linked to her not returning a rented U-Haul truck. Nevertheless, the situation adds to the intrigue surrounding her arrest, and it's unclear what led to these developments. For fans and followers, this news is surprising, as Jaguar is known not only for her powerful voice and musical talent, but also for her outspoken personality. People are understandably curious to learn more about what happened and how she plans to handle these legal challenges moving forward. Of course, social media users came up with different theories over her arrest. X, especially, was flooded with demands for authorities to free her and with outlandish rumors about who could possibly be behind the arrest. While Wright has been in the news a lot lately, what happened recently truly surprised everyone. On June 6th, she made an appearance on the Sean Davy Way show to talk about a pretty serious situation, her recent arrest. What's even more surprising is that while she was still in jail and hadn't even been bailed out yet, she managed to call Sean Davy Way. This phone call ended up being really interesting. When she spoke to him, she sounded pretty erratic, which raised a few eyebrows. You could tell that this was not just a typical phone interview. Sean Davy Way was recording the whole conversation for his YouTube channel, and it caught the attention of many viewers. During the call, she opened up about what happened leading up to her arrest and shared her feelings about the situation. It was a moment that showcased her raw emotions and made listeners feel like they were getting an inside look at her life. The combination of her past industry gossip and this unexpected phone call really kept people talking. It's safe to say that Wright knows how to stay in the public eye, even in the most unusual circumstances. As the situation unfolded, Wright made strong claims that she had been set up. She insisted that there were no legitimate charges against her and implied that the entire arrest was a scheme to discredit or silence her. She was notably adamant that Way contact CNN about her situation. She seemed to believe that involving a major news outlet like CNN would bring more attention to her claims and somehow validate her assertion that the arrest was a deliberate attempt to suppress her. Whatever they're saying it is, it's not. They can't hold me. There's no charge. She also alleged that her recent arrest was an effort to shut down an interview she was about to give. Over the past few months, her public appearances have been filled with shocking claims about some big names in the music industry, which she believes may have led to her arrest. Finally, Wright also pointed fingers at blogger Tasha K, claiming that she was behind her arrest. She added that she plans to sue her. In a later interview on the Sean Davy Way show, Tasha K tried to clear things up. She brought up the incident involving Wright's son's ashes and highlighted what she described as Jaguar Wright's erratic and chaotic behavior over the years. She said that Jaguar Wright is always looking for someone to blame and insisted she had nothing to do with Wright not returning the U-Haul. Jaguar is always looking for someone to blame. I had nothing to do with her not returning that U-Haul. She needs to take responsibility for her actions instead of trying to drag others down with her. Tasha K also highlights that the claims Wright has made about Diddy, which Wright believes are the reason she's being targeted, are actually not new at all. According to Tasha K, the allegations about Diddy have been around for a while and aren't something that has suddenly emerged. She suggests that Wright's current troubles might be more about her behavior and less about these long-standing accusations. Tasha also mentioned that Wright's claims are mostly recycled from what Gene Deal has already said, and that Wright just makes them more entertaining by adding her own spin. First of all, everything that Jag is saying, Gene Deal has already said. Jag watches a lot of the blogs and regurgitates it and makes it entertaining. Tasha K responded to allegations that she was stalking Wright by explaining that Wright's stories often lack consistency and reflect ongoing mental health issues. She suggested that the erratic nature of Wright's claims could be a sign of deeper personal struggles rather than deliberate wrongdoing by others. People really don't know that Jaguar is real-life schizophrenic. Diagnosed her father was schizophrenic. Her entire family knows Jag has gotten a check her whole life. Tasha K recounted a story Wright had shared about being chased from Dallas to Las Vegas and back. Tasha K debunked this tale by pointing out the inconsistencies and contradictions in Wright's account. The broader reasons or motivations behind Wright's recent arrest in Dallas are still uncertain. What's clear, however, is that the situation has led many to view her as increasingly unstable and disconnected from reality. It's possible that the situation is as simple as Wright renting a U-Haul truck and not returning it. While conspiracy theories can be intriguing, the testimonies and evidence suggest that this straightforward explanation is more likely. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Wright's found herself at odds with the law. In January 2023, she was arrested for allegedly assaulting her then-husband, Gerald Goomba Johnson. Wright was reportedly involved in an incident at a barbershop where she allegedly assaulted Johnson. A video that Johnson filmed of the arrest quickly went viral. In the footage, Johnson can be heard accusing Wright of confronting him alongside an ex-cult member named Solar, a claim that many found to be quite unusual and shocking. The video and the accompanying accusations added another layer of controversy to Wright's already turbulent public image. Johnson also discussed the escalating issues in his relationship with Wright during an interview with Really Fee Street Stars. He claimed that the problems had been building up over time, mentioning that Wright was allegedly cheating on him and drinking excessively. Johnson also made a dramatic accusation that Wright had thrown their late son's ashes out of a moving car's window, highlighting the severity of their disputes. After news of Wright's arrest spread, many internet users began to speculate wildly. Some believed her arrest was connected to her recent explosive claims against high-profile figures like Diddy, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce. These theories suggested that her legal troubles might be linked to her controversial statements about these celebrities. Rock Nation work fast, an Instagram user wrote in a comment. Poor Jaguar, they keep trying to silence her, and I believe a lot of what she says. How many times has she got locked up? They aren't slick, someone else added. Another fan said, they trying to silence her. One other noted, I hope she is safe, I don't trust this. But come to think of it, could Wright's allegations and revelations be true? Well, she said that she has nothing to lose and that she is ready to face any consequences for telling the truth. She added that she hopes that her revelations will inspire others to come forward and share their stories as well. Also, Diddy is currently being held in a Brooklyn jail, facing charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and multiple sexual assault allegations. His infamous freak-off parties, which allegedly involved coercion and violence, have been a key focus during his trial. However, despite the seriousness of the charges, none of the stars mentioned by Wright, including Justin Bieber, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, and Drake, have been linked to these events in any way. Wright's claims sparked debate, leaving fans curious about the real connections in the music industry. Click on the card that appears on